Hello, my name is Jen Gilbert and I'm going to talk to you today about professional experience for the Certificate 3 and the Diploma of Early Childhood Education and Care. So for professional experience, you are required to complete a certain amount of hours for each section of the course. So for the Common Core units, you need to complete 48 hours. If you choose the Certificate 3 pathway, you need to complete 72 hours, and if you choose the Diploma pathway, you complete 192 hours. On Moodle, all of the Moodle sites, you need to click on the professional experience box to find all the documentation and information relating to placement. Additionally, you will also find the professional experience tutorial, which is a PowerPoint, and the professional experience handbook that gives you so much information, and we strongly recommend that you look at that. You will also have a logbook for professional experience, and you will be given that on enrolment. During professional experience, you will be working on 50% of your mark and 50% will be your theory assessments. The units that are identified with 2 asterisks on page 4 and 5 of your logbook, you do not need to complete on placement, only all of the other units. Most of the off-campus students end up finding their own professional placement centres as they already know the centres in their area they'd like to go to. It is important to have an idea of the days or the day of the week and the hours that you'd like to attend on that day and the duration of your placement when you're ringing to speak to the director of or the staff of the centre, so that you are organised and they will obviously be able to see if they can fit you in. If you have trouble finding somewhere for placement, you can contact our placement coordinators. So for Frankston and Rosebud, Simone Hughes, and there is her email, and for Berwick and Dandenong, it's Nicola Russell. Once you have found a centre that you are happy with, you need to print off the practical placement agreement form that's on Moodle in the professional experience box, and you need to fill in all the details, every single one, and take it to the centre to get them to sign the host section. Then you can either email it back to the placement coordinators or drop it in the placement box, and you'll see at the bottom of the slide where the placement boxes are for both campuses. When you fill in your group name in your logbook and in your practical placement agreement form, you must write off campus so that your results end up coming back to both Danielle and myself. If you are studying partly in class and partly off campus, then you would write both your group for class and off campus, as the example has there. For all students who go on placement, you need a Working with Children check, and that is a Victorian Working with Children check, and you need to make sure you have that before you start placement. Most centres are more than happy to accept the application number or receipt of your application, as it will take 6 to 8 weeks for you to actually receive the card. I have put the link there to the Department of Justice that you can click on. It is important to just click on volunteer when you do opt for your Working with Children check, so therefore you're not paying for it until you're actually working. Where to go for professional experience? It is really important for professional experience that you find a centre that is play-based so that it complements the material that we're teaching you. Places that you could approach are long daycare centres, kindergartens, out-of-school hour cares. Obviously you need to make sure that one is play-based, family daycare, and obviously if you are currently working in the early childhood industry, you can complete your placement hours in your workplace and continue to be paid for that time. We also have a very exciting opportunity where you can go to China for some of your diploma placement. If you are interested in going to China, there are information sessions and there is often notices on Moodle for when they're coming up, or you can contact Felicity Young on the email on the slide. What do you wear to professional experience? So while you're on professional experience, you need to dress in the Chisholm uniform. So that is the Chisholm polo that you will get on enrolment, although it is more than acceptable for you to wear your uniform if you are in your workplace. You'll also have your black tailored pants or 3/4 pants, black knee-length skirt, black closed-in leather shoes, and a broad brim hat for terms 1 and 4. Obviously, all of this information and more is on the professional experience tutorial if you'd like to find out more. What you need to take and complete on professional experience. So while on placement, you do have certain requirements and it is very important that you look in the professional experience box on Moodle to find all of these out. So initially you will have your logbook, and in this you will obviously check to see what evidence you need to collect under the units of study that you're enrolled in. You'll have a reflective journal that must be written in every day. You need to collect evidence for each of your units of study and gather those in a place that suits you. And also diploma students will have a visual diary for program flow once you're enrolled in pedagogy and practice. So who assesses you on placement? So after you submit your practical agreement form, your name will be put on a spreadsheet and visiting teacher will pick you up essentially and give you a call to book in their first visit. The visiting teacher usually visits for 2 hours, unless of course you make different arrangements. When you're in the halfway point of your placement hours, if you haven't heard from a visiting teacher, please contact the placement coordinator to let them know. Do not get to the end of your placement hours without a visit. The email addresses were on the third slide of this PowerPoint. On the day of your visit, it is extremely important that you have all your documentation ready with you from the previous slide. If you don't, then you actually risk the visiting teacher actually leaving the service because you're not ready. And obviously, if you're going to be absent, please let your visiting teacher know. Finally, it is very important to organise professional experience promptly so that you are completing your practical component alongside your theory. Most students find that if they commit to 1 or 2 days of placement for the time they are studying their theory, they will finish both at the same time. Thank you and good luck.